Hey everybody, this is Obsidian Pyramid episode 6, and this is the ultimate item sorter here. We are constructing a gigantic item sorter for all of our items, and if you've never built an item sorter before, I'm using a very basic concept. A lot of people use this model here, but this is what it looks like. So if you haven't made an item sorter, this little contraption here is very simple and will sort out specific items for you and dump them in a chest. So if you get to a point where you're building this yourself, this is a good spot to just pause the video and take a look and use this as your template. Okay, and to show you how this thing works, so typically you'll have a line of hoppers above that are have your items going through that you've dropped off at your base, and then as each item approaches each sorter, it'll suck up that particular item so that you've kind of programmed it for. So to show you how I've been programming these, you'll want to go into this hopper here and fill it with 4 signs. You can use like other items, like named items are probably a little bit smarter, because this way if somebody puts signs into your sorting system, it's gonna screw with this. So you want to be careful there, but signs are easy and cheap, so that's kind of why I do it. And I've got plenty of polished diorite, and so that's what I'm going to filter out for this one. So you can see it starts accepting the excess items, and this should go down all the way down to 6, but then so your hopper below, you've got pointing into your chest, so that'll be your storage. So as you can see, what's happening is the comparator is recognizing that there's an abundance of items in there, so it's kicking out a certain amount of redstone signal, and then the repeater is turning this redstone torch off, which allows more items to fall into this hopper here. So that's kind of how that works. So yeah, so it went all the way down to 6. And one got stuck in there. That's not a big deal. But then so you have 57 in there. So you do have to suck up the fact that you've got a few items that'll always be in that particular hopper as more items flow through. But if you can see, so what you would typically do is at this level, or if you were to build an item elevator, that would work too. But you'd have your chest here that you use your input chest. And so I would go in here and put some more polished diorite in there. And we can see this torch turned off, the comparator is running, so you can see there's items being sorted. And sure enough, I see more polished diorite going in there. And then the hopper chain continues here, and there's nothing over here. So what would happen if I put a different type of item in the sorter? So I'm gonna, here I've got some cobblestone, so I'll put some of that in. And as you can see, cobblestone is not going into this chest, it is passing along and going to this last hopper. So if you wanted to filter out cobblestone, just build another one of these right next to it, like this. Repeater in there. 2 more blocks. And I'm actually going to get rid of these just for construction purposes right now. Chest is going to go there. Hopper pointing into the chest. This makes it easy to go on top and put the comparator. You want the comparator facing that direction. And then you want to make sure you are crouching, or using your alternate click here, so that you can place the hopper pointing into the comparator. So you need the little hopper nipple there going into the comparator. And then redstone dust on top of that, and you're done. Oh wait, redstone torch. There we go. Okay, and then I'm gonna program this one. Did I get my cobblestone back? Yeah. I'm gonna program this one for my cobblestone by putting my signs like that and moving the cobblestone up there, and I can see cobblestone coming in there. Okay, and then I'm just going to continue on my hopper chain here needs to go this direction, so I'm pointing this way to keep my hoppers all going the same direction. All my hopper nipples. There. And I can take some cobblestone, diorite, back up to this input chest here. And this is a nice opportunity to use a trapped chest, because as you see when I put the items in here, they immediately start going into the system. If you had a trapped chest, they wouldn't go in. So if you like regretted dropping something into the chest, you could take it out before it sucked it up. And so I put the cobblestone in first, so you can see that the cobblestone is filling up first there. And then once that's all through, you'll see within the hoppers, polished diorite's coming now, and I can see it adding in here. So that's kind of how that works. So what I've done is I've exploded the scale for this quite a bit. So up above you can see I've got a hopper chain system, and this is extremely resource intensive, so you definitely need a way to farm a lot of iron. So iron farm or farms are going to be the way to go to get this much iron. You can also use water streams, and that's a lot less resource intensive, and some people kind of claim that there might be a little bit less lag with items going through all of your hoppers. But so you can see up on, I basically have two levels here. I have, this level has all the sorters, so you can kind of recognize that system there. But then what I'm doing is I'm putting them into double chests, and then they are filtering down into more double chests, more double chests, more double chests, so that I have an abundance of storage here. So these are all, basically each one of these two sections of two chests here are all storage for the same item. So then that way, one last hopper here puts the items in this chest here. So then when you're taking items out, they're just being pushed back in from the chest below, or chest behind and above, basically. Okay, so I've loaded up on my needed materials here, at least for as many as I can carry. And I know that these, so this is dead center of the pyramid here. Each one of these is 9 blocks away. And then 2 blocks of my diorite, of my building material, and then this is where my first chest is. And then it looks like it's 7 wide. So I'm going to use this to count just like I did on these other ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then 9. And this is my middle here. Yeah, we're eyeing it up. I better be right. This will be a terrible teardown if I'm not. Alright, 3 on each side. 2, 3. That looks good. Okay. And then this. And this was my first chest. So, instead of counting out blocks that direction, I'm just going to go close to the end, and then I'll place chests down until I have 26 chests down. So this makes things easier. I'm literally just running backwards and holding place down. And this is probably the quickest way to place blocks, so this makes life quite a bit easier. And I definitely know I went too far there. I know they don't go out that far. Let's see here. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. So that's where we end up. And I'll leave a few extra to put my little end part on. But no. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, it goes that far. And then it's just a matter of filling this space in. Alright, and this will be a good double check for counting how many chests I lined up. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. Perfect. So one thing too is I'm using stairs here because that allows me to open the chest here, but then I can still have my item frame with my item in it there. So that's kind of nice. And then the chest still opens there. And so one thing you want to do ahead of time before you build all this clutter back behind is put these stairs in first. Okay, so first one, up 3, like that, and then my stair is going to go underneath here like this. So once you've got hoppers and more chests lined up behind here, it gets really difficult to place that stair in that position like that so that you get it upside down. But we'll do, like I said, don't do everything individually, do them in chunks of items. So I'm just literally going to build this wall. Just like that, and then I'm going to fill in the diorite here, and depending on which way you think is faster for you, you might just do this and then come back and fill in the second row. Like this. Boom. And for the stairs, just like so. And I'll do the other side. And there's both sides complete. Now I do have torches in here keeping this lit up, so it looks like it's on each side of the main chest there, so I think minus this inside first one. So just to keep mobs from spawning on me, I'm going to light this up, and that makes it nice and bright. Look at that. Whoops. There, that'll be easier to work into. Okay, next is I'm gonna keep coming back here to kind of figure out exactly how I do it, so I do it exactly the same. And it looks like we're doing, yep, the hoppers right into it. I mean, that makes sense, right? So then what I'm doing is crouching so that I can put these pointing in towards those chests. So you make sure you got your nipple into the chest. Very important. Alright, and I got all of the first hoppers in. Next is double chests on top of those. And I'm just making sure which direction they go, so they kind of go out towards the outside of the pyramid as you place them. So like this, and I'm just going to go down the line and do both sides. Okay, there's the first set of double chests on every single one of them. Alright, next we got more hoppers, and it's on the same, in the same position as the main dispensing chest. So here, and I'll go through and finish all of those. Okay, and those are all complete, and again, make sure you got your nipples pointed in the right direction. Looks like I got them all good. But very, very important, it'll be tough to find if you've messed one of those up. Next is more double chests, and I'm getting to the point where it'll be kind of nice to have that ladder system in there, so I'm going to actually build that. And luckily, I'm pretty sure I've got ladders, yep. Okay, and that's against that first wall. Right? Yeah. So here, I have my ladders. So I'm actually building it in, even though on that one side it's still open there. I don't have ladders yet on that one side. So I'm going to put these away for now, and where is that next double chest? So it's the same kind of setup here. So I did try and maintain some consistency here. So the chest starts on the hopper and goes to towards the outside. And now here I can walk on these chests. And I'm crouching so that I can place it on the hopper and against the other chest. Alright, so I need to fill all of these in. Okay, got that row of chests done. So I don't know if we want to consider that the second row or if we count the dispensing chest as the first. I guess that's the second row of double chests anyway. So I think I've got one more after that, and then things start to change. So a hopper in the same row but pointed inward into that chest that I just placed. So like that. Again, I'm crouching and make sure this is going to be a good one to make sure your nipples are right. Alright, coming up on my last couple here. Yeah. Okay. And then another set of double chests. And I'm actually going to build the next wall up here first, because that'll be easier to place against. So it does go 2 above the stairs, so I'll build this one, and then it'll be easier to place chests and things against that wall. Just waiting for myself to fall off the end. And I'll fill in the chests. I actually don't need to crouch for this one now. Alright, that's done. Let me guess, more hoppers. Yep, so this one is where it changes up. So I've got the hopper going towards the outside of the pyramid with the double chest widthwise there. So we'll get the row of hoppers in first. I can actually walk along this and that'll be easier and quicker. Okay, those hoppers are done. looks like I can add more ladders. In the next row. Okay, so next I have kind of a few different things that I could do here. So there's nothing in this spot, but then we have a block above that chest at the dispensing chest row. And then the double chest behind that. So I'm going to put these blocks in first. These are here. That spot, right? Yeah. Okay, so I got all of those in now. So that's kind of what that's looking like. But I kind of want to build this roof structure here, because then I can walk along that, and that's kind of where the last couple of chests sit too. Yeah, I think I'm going to do that. So that is one block out, like this, and then don't have that block. And then, so I think it comes out like this. And I know it's 3 wide, and then I've got glowstone as lights in here. But I can build these rows like this to kind of get the job done faster. Oh, and of course I don't have ladders on this side. Alright, this will be a balancing act if unless I can do it this way. Oh, perfect. And I can actually reach them from down here, and so these glowstone are right above the spot where the chest is, so I know I gotta do every other one here. And since I can reach from below here, I'm gonna go for it. Alright, now that we got that done, I'm going to do the other side. 1, 2, 3. And get rid of this piece. Oops, too many. Okay, we've got both sides complete for that roof structure there that the remainder of the sorter and chest will sit on top of. And then these blocks are placed, and these are where the repeaters are going to be sitting. But I need double chests here to kind of take items up to here, because this is where they'll actually be getting filtered out from. So I'm going to start placing these, and I'm going to go and just triple check where I'm placing them. Yep. So here and here. There we go. And on this side, it's the exact opposite. Here and here. There. And so I'll fill in the rest. There we go. Okay. There's that row of double chests. That looks pretty insane, just like that. That's pretty cool. Alright. So I'm gonna guess hoppers are going here. So, yep. Hoppers pointing into these chests on this outside here. Nipple. Right there. Get it right. Alright, I'll fill in the rest. Alright, that row of hoppers is done. So it actually might be easier to do the next chest row. Yeah. I almost put the redstone torches in the wrong spot. But my next chests are going to go here. Okay. And got all the chests in correctly now. So I'm actually going to lay the repeaters down. And these need to go pointing outwards. So I'm going to do the opposite row that I'm standing on here. So got those here. Switching to do the other side on the way back. Boom. Alright, and then I know I need a block. That repeater goes into a block with the redstone torch on the outside of it. And that's correct. So this will be easy to put blocks against these chests here. And last one here. There we go. And then I'm going to do the redstone torches now. I know I've got them in the right place. There we go. And I bet you I can run with this one like this. Yep. Always gotta watch so I don't fall off the end. did it there. And then I do know for the rest of the sorters, it looks like that. Yeah, the rest of the sorters look like this. I'm actually going to fill in my glowstone row. This one I'll be a little more careful on because it sucks when you break glowstone. You don't have silk touch. Alright, this is starting to look familiar. Getting stuck on hoppers. Alright, I'm going to fill these in now. And this is another scenario where doing this might be quicker. Whoops. And for the other side. Okay, that last set of hoppers in, and then here's one that's a little bit different for the last chest on this side. This will be where the final hopper, the actual filter hopper, is pointing into. So it'll look like this, and then my comparator is going to go here, and then redstone like this, and then the last hopper like that, pointing into the comparator. And then we'll program them, and then I'll actually have to connect it up to the rest of the filtering system, or the sorting system. So I'm going to go through here and do the rest of these chests. And last one for that side. Okay, and now I'm going to do the hoppers that are pointing into the chests. Like this. So these are the actual hoppers that'll be filtering the items. See if I can do 3 at a time here. This jumping is giving me a headache practically. Okay, last 3 of those. Now it's comparator time. Not very much unlike hammer time, but these go like this. So I can walk along this ledge here and place the comparators. And just because I want to fill the redstone in for some reason now, redstone in 2 places on each one. So another scenario where you might just want to run down the line. Okay, oh, nope, not done yet. One thing is I need double the amount of redstone dust as every other item, because there's 2. Okay, and now I think I want to finish off the wall on the outside so I don't keep falling. So this will give me something else to walk along while I'm finishing off the build here. Okay. And the last thing I need is the programmed hopper. And again, you're making sure that you're pointing it in towards the comparator so that it looks like that. So both of these are correct. Alright, so that last row of hoppers is complete, and kind of up to you what you want to do next. I think I'm going to put signs in these hoppers. Okay, so the nice thing here is if you're not sure, if you're like me and you're not sure exactly what you want to filter in each sorter, you can place all signs in here, and that'll make sure you only get one. Just dumping all these signs in here, but make sure you get one in each one, and it'll stay like that. That way you can any items will go over this and skip this particular sorter, so that way you can come back up here and program them later. So say I do come here and decide that I want to do diorite in this one, then you can grab a bunch of diorite, put it in there, and that'll begin sorting that one. So that's kind of how that'll work. So I'm going to go through and load up each hopper on this row with one sign in each if I can. So what's happening to these other ones is they're just going to end up in the chests below. At least that way I know that I made all the hoppers in the correct locations. I have a redstone torch that fell into that one. So that's good. So all my nipples were right, at least on that one. And then you can tell which ones that you've done based on the comparator will be glowing here. So you can see the comparators are lit up here. Okay, so I've got signs in all of my program hoppers. So you can see that all of the comparators are lit up, so that's a good way to tell that you've got every single one of them done. And then kind of the last thing to do is to connect it up to the rest of the other 3 sorting wings, I guess you could say. So I'm going to kind of finish these off here. And this is going to get really hard to tell which which way is which in this pyramid anymore, so I may have to do some colors or some sort of numbering system or something to tell which direction you're going once you're inside here. But Any good sorting system needs an end with a junk chest at the very end. So I am actually going to line this up so that I have my junk chest ending up here. And what a lot of people do is they'll make multiples. With the way that the hopper is placed, it's easier to work backwards from the direction that you're going. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to place several here. So that'll give me 3 double chests worth of junk, or items that don't fit into anything that's already being sorted out, basically. So the hopper row is going to be here, so you can have hoppers pointing into those chests like that. And if you're not too familiar with how hoppers work, they always choose to go down, if they can, into the hopper below them before they will go across into the chests. So everything will end up at this chest, and then once that one's full, then this hopper will have to fill up, but then this chest will start filling up after that. So you'll be able to stand here and get 3 chests worth of all of your junk. And then for the remainder here, I'm just going to crouch and place as I jump if I can. There we go. Till I get up to one more. Is that what I need? Yep, we're good. So that way, this is the very end of the line, and it used to be over there. You can see my junk chest on that end. So then it's just a matter of placing these hoppers like this. So you can see by the direction that I'm placing them, it's making my nipples go that way. So that'll be the flow of items. That'll be the direction of flow for my items. So fill all of these in. Okay, so that row is done. So I'm bringing it across. Get up here. So it's going to go like this, and if you're familiar with the crouching concept, so you can crouch and not fall off a ledge, it doesn't work as good with hoppers, just FYI. I've fallen off of hoppers doing it this way. So you have to kind of take your time and be a little bit more careful here. But I'm going to get to that last one before I cut over, just because that's how I connected the others. And I want to keep it the same. But I'm placing them against each other here so that they all point in the same direction. And if you noticed before, that last one wasn't pointing the right way. So now there's my turn in my item flow. So now everything is connected and working. Yeah, so anything that doesn't get filtered, that I haven't programmed to be filtered out, will end up in these 3 chests here now. The only other thing that I didn't do is the little decorative flooring here. So my half slabs are nice and safe because mobs won't spawn on them. And then item frames, I need to get some more item frames. I actually need more leather, so that's kind of the bottleneck for the item frames is leather. So if you've got a decent cow farm, That'll help you get your item frames for if you want to kind of label everything with an item. So what you do is you place that item frame, place the item frame up against the wall there, and then you place whichever item is being filtered based on what you've programmed above there. So that's kind of how I did those. So I don't have enough leather, so I gotta work on that, and then I'll get more item frames and finish that off. But other than that, this is complete.